Hey guys, let's hop right into it. First, say hello to my beautiful model Jada. I'm going to start by shaping her brows. I'm using a crayon case pencil in the color Bear, and I'm just outlining her brows in the exact shape that they're in. Now I'm going to start to fill in her brows, starting with the tailbone and working my way up to the front, lightly shading in the front of the brow just to give it that natural effect. And now I'm going to take a spoolie and just move that product throughout the brow evenly. Hey Niecy Poo! Now I'm taking a Makeup Revolution concealer after I give Nova my bracelet. I'm taking the Makeup Revolution concealer in the color C12 and using that on the tailbone of her brow just to give it a natural highlighted effect. And then I'm going to take a concealer closer to her skin tone, which I believe is NC45, my matte concealer in NC45. And I'm going to use that for the front of the brow and bring those together. So I just used the same concealer from the front of her brow to shape the top of her brow, and I'm going to blend that down just to blend it evenly. And I'm going to use the Makeup Revolution concealer in C12 as a base for her eyeshadow. So I'm going in with a brown color out of the James Charles palette, using that as my first, and I wouldn't call it a transition color, but it's just going to be my first color that I work off of. I'm placing it directly in the crease of her eye and working it towards the front. Now I'm going in with a lighter brown. You can see my palette, excuse the broken mirror, but I'm using a light brown right in the middle. The brown that I use first is a couple shades over, but I'm using that brown just to blend out the first brown at the top, and then I'm going to go in with a darker brown in the crease just to blend. I'm going to make a cut crease and it'll blend the bottom, if that makes any sense. You'll see what I'm talking about. So after I've blended in that brown really good, I'm going to go ahead and cut the crease. I'm using a technique I'm sure you've seen before, having my client look up at the ceiling, and I'm going to use that line as a guide, if that makes any sense. Excuse my ashy elbow in the way. It's really hard to do this the right way and record, so bear with me. But like I said, I used that line of demarcation that the concealer made when she looked up at the ceiling to cut my crease, and then I'm just going to fill in the concealer after it's done. Uh-oh, look who's back. That's my baby, y'all, for real. Shout out to the moms one time. Our job is never done. So I went ahead and did the other eye off camera. It was difficult enough doing the one without getting in the way. But I'm going in with the same dark brown that I used in the beginning, and I'm just going to use that to bring it on top of the cut crease that I just made, if that makes any sense. Now I'm going in with a lighter brown shade. Not sure which palette that is just yet. I'll make sure I have it listed, but I'm using that shade, like a lighter brown, as a neutral shade in between the light and the darker brown that I plan to use. I'm going to go in with like a beige at the front, but instead of having that beige go directly into the dark brown, I'm going to use the light brown to give it that ombre effect. After I've blended those colors together, I'm going to go in with a glitter liner from Kiss Cosmetics in the color Gold, and I'm using that just to give the cut crease a pop. Bye, Novi. Her uncle came in, so she played us. No, but moving right along, I'm going in with a liquid liner from NYX Cosmetics. Using this to make a wing. Now, I will say that since this video, I have changed liners. NYX Cosmetics is not, I like NYX Cosmetics, but the liner cracks. So I found a new liner that does not crack, and that is the Wet n Wild liquid liner. And the applicator is even a little smaller, so it is, I don't know, to me it's better. So yeah. So now I'm going in with a glitter pigment from JaLarue Cosmetics. I'm just using a little eyeshadow applicator from my kit, and I'm just putting it in the corner of her cut crease. I love this pigment. It's in the color White Gold. It really just makes any eyeshadow pop. By the way, be on the lookout for my up and coming lash line in 2020. Woo woo. Those are the lashes I'm using in this video, and I apply them with the Duo lash adhesive. After toning her face with E.L.F's tone adjusting primer, I'm going in with a MAC foundation. I believe it's the color NC45, and evenly spreading that in the necessary areas, not so much under the eye or in the T-zone area, just where it needs to be. Just so y'all know, Jada's gonna laugh every time I apply makeup under her eyes because she's ticklish on her face. So just a warning. But no, I'm going in with a matte concealer in the shade 35, I believe. And I'm using the concealer in her T-zone areas under the eye, forehead, bridge of the nose, and her chin. Before I blend that concealer in, I'm going to go in with a black Radiance foundation stick and contour her face. So excuse the change in lighting. We had a few technical difficulties, so I had to change cameras. After contouring, I'm going to go ahead and spray her face with MAC setting spray. This is just to loosen up the concealer and help out with blending. It'll also help the concealer to stay put. Anyone who knows makeup knows that blending concealer definitely takes time, especially when you want to do it right. So I'm going to go ahead and skip that part. After I blend the concealer in, I use my foundation brush and take a face powder and just blend that into the concealed areas. Make sure you get up under those ticklish eyes. You want to make sure that there are no creases. I'm going in with a setting powder from Fenty Beauty in the color Honey and Cashew mixed. Just lightly setting the concealed areas. I didn't want to bake because we didn't need the makeup to last too long. It was at night, but always make sure that you set your concealed areas anywhere that you use liquid. You want to set that area with the powder. Like I mentioned earlier, I had some technical difficulties while filming this video, so unfortunately I lost the portion where I bronzed and highlighted her face. But right now I'm just lining her lips with a brown liner from Ruby Kiss. Some people, I don't know, some people really don't like lip liner, but I feel like the lip liner makes the lip look more full, so I always go with it. It's certainly an option, but if it's up to me, I'm going to use lip liner. So this is the final look and the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's my first time doing a voiceover. Wanted to do something different. Let me know if this is something you want to see more of, or if I should go back to the short videos, and let me know if you like this look.